want to put this up on the screen and review this flowchart that I built here. This is going to be embedded into the book, and I'll break it down a little more detail. I've done a cast on this before, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But there's 4 quadrants in which men live. Window quadrants. Here we go. Share and up on the screen. And so you can see top half is basically the unplugged half. The bottom half is a plugged in half. On the left-hand side, you've got alpha. On the right-hand side, you got beta. So I'm just going to zoom in here on the plugged in beta side, because these people are the vast majority of the guys out there. This is where they hang out. It's bottom 80% of men is the way that I can put it. They basically live in a position of blissful ignorance. They bend the knee to women's societal narratives. They put women on a pedestal. They chase women, not excellence, are mostly nice guys and tell others to just be themselves. They try to negotiate desire and use chore play. These are the married guys that get these like lists. Let's go and do laundry, fold the clothes, iron it, empty the dishwasher, and then he gets little stars, and his wife might have some intimacy with him. That's what chore play is, which is the vast majority of marriages for guys out there today. It's very, very common. They're insignificant, generally invisible to most women. When you hear women on social media talk about the kind of guys that they're attracted to, and they give general advice about these people that they want, everybody else is invisible to them, right? There's really 2 categories of men that women see that they want to be with, and there's men that women don't see that the men want to be with those women. So don't ever get confused about those existing, because they're very real. They're physically generally out of shape. The vast majority of plugged in beta males, but not always. They're fragile. They allow problem women into life. When I talk about fragility, and it's broken down in the other quadrants, but we're talking about fragility, anti-fragility, and robustness. Fragility is the guy that's, let me give you an example. Fragility is the guy that would have messaged me during the scamdemic and said, Rich, I don't want to take this unproven jab here. I don't need it. But I have a mortgage to pay, and my wife is insisting, and my employer is going to let me go if I don't do it. What do I do? You're fragile. You don't have the option to say no. You don't have the ability to improve and grow and become better as a result of chaos. You fold to it. You break because of it. So that's what the notion of fragility is. And a lot of people found themselves, or they learned the hard way, that was the kind of life that they had created for themselves. They complicate life and justify why they do it. They're often the nice guys. And this one right over here, will this highlight? It doesn't highlight with my marker, but the second from the bottom, this is the big one that popped up recently, is they believe the mainstream media and vote for big government and control. These are your plugged in beta males, okay? So we can kill this. Let's take this off screen, and I'll close that window, and let's bring this up over here with my other tabs. So if you haven't heard, if you're new to the planet Earth and what's going on social media, Elon Musk has been reducing government waste, and people have been losing their ever-loving minds over this. They're protesting in front of Tesla dealerships. They're painting the dealerships with basically spray. You can call them, basically graffiti bottles. They're huge spray cans, and they spray the entire dealership, the vehicles outside. They've been setting them on fire. They've been burnt. They've been firebombing superchargers. They've been vandalizing people's cars. And it's not just in the States, by the way. I was talking to a buddy of mine. He was telling me that he's got a coworker that drives a Cybertruck, and he doesn't want to drive it anywhere anymore because people are giving him the finger. He'll come out from going to the grocery store to get in his car, and when it's dirty, somebody will have driven or drawn a swastika on the side, or F Elon or something like that. So it's even happening here in Canada. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're seeing stuff like this happen in other places of the world, in Europe and Australia and stuff like that. So it's really, really weird. This phenomenon of Elon derangement syndrome is very real, and it's not a good look on the people that are doing it now, is it? It's like they're throwing a hissy fit because they're all plugged in betas. They're throwing a hissy fit over a narrative that they're probably hearing somewhere from congressional representatives. I know there's been a few, like Elizabeth Warren, aka Pocahontas. There's been a few others. There's that older lady. She looks like a witch. She looks like Skeletor with like purple hair and the big sharp nose and features and stuff like that. Not a very attractive woman at all. And she's been also, accusing Elon Musk of abusing power, blah, blah, blah. Oh, there's something else I should pull up here and put on the screen. Because I saw this, man. This was hilarious the other day. Let's see if I can find the page. Feminist. There it is. There's a Facebook feed over here called Feminist News. And what do you know? It's a bunch of feminists. But they are posting what they're calling wins, or they're critical of a lot of the stuff that Doge is doing. Let's go present, share screen. Here it is. So, I mean, you can go follow this page. It's hilarious. It's actually a real page on YouTube. Or not on YouTube, but on Facebook. I say YouTube because that's where I broadcast. I hate Facebook. I hardly ever use it. But they actually have a page called Feminist News. The intro says "Smashing the Patriarchy." I thought it was a joke, but it's actually a real page. How many followers do they have on this? 2.1 million follows. And, they just kind of post stuff that they think is relevant to their cause. Like, tonight's result in one image, they have a picture of a piece of cheese having destroyed a Cybertruck. And they're all over Elon in this feed lately. He wore a cheesehead hat in Wisconsin, sent 20 million, paid people to sign petitions, paid people to canvass, did $1 million giveaways, a rally, TV interviews. But I guess people in Wisconsin didn't appreciate the oligarch trying to buy their civil liberties. And then they have, like a meme sort of tying into that. Hey, Elon, we're not for sale. There was another one here the other day with him climbing up the steps to one of the jets. Let me see here. Where is it? There's this is just such a bizarre feed. I shared a screenshot of it on X the other day, but there was one with Elon walking up. Oh, here's one. So, between Elon Musk and Ashley Sinclair, of course, they chime in on that world-class gold digger that's trying to extract money from Elon, and he doesn't even know if it's his kid. The one with him going up into the jet. Jesus, do they really pump out this much content on this feed? Here's one here. I'm literally the richest man on earth. Let's eliminate average folks' jobs, social safety nets, and let's tell them empathy is a weakness. Why doesn't anybody like me? They're making fun of Elon here, of course. There it is. This one was stupid as hell. President Musk boards Air Force One. And then beneath that, it reads, richest man in the world, and we pay for his servants and flights. What a disgusting place America has been. And I bet if you open up the comments here and have a look, Fiona says he's not even wearing a suit. Such an arrogant. Yeah, but this is the kind of gal that's going to praise Zelensky for showing up at the White House in a fucking sweater. Misuse of government funds. Such an arrogant insult after the blatant findings he's been behind. Pathetic person. President isn't there. He's not supposed to be allowed. I saw the full video of him walking up the steps. The president walked up onto the plane first, and then Elon got onto it afterwards. But of course, they use a screenshot to that narrative to sort of suit their their storytelling. But that's the kind of stuff that you're getting online now. And it's like, they're upset because he's saving the government money, essentially. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.